got a quick observation for you which might help next time you're reading the comments on my videos, somebody else's videos, and possibly on any topic. So feel free to generalize this to other topics where it's relevant. And that is, I often notice people in the comments, again on my videos or any videos similar, I see people in the comments making claims about how product X is not as good, or it's only just as good as this, or it doesn't compare to that. These strong black and white statements, and it's often about trying to negate what's been said in the review. So I might have said product X is better than product Y, and they'll come in and say, no, product Y is just as good, I tried these and there's no difference between them, or product Y is better. And I think it's really interesting because it highlights a challenge in the audio world, and that challenge is that we all have different gear, we all have different ears, and we all have different music, or listen to different music. And specifically, I've been reviewing lately the Schiit Yggdrasil Plus, the More is Better version, and I did a comparison with the Cord Dave, and it was really interesting. As I did that comparison, what I found was that on a lot of tracks, the difference between them was pretty minimal. It was actually hard to tell the difference, and I was starting to think that I'd wasted my money buying the Dave. And I can hear some of you already typing in the comments that you think I did waste it. That's fine, that's your opinion. I don't agree. But the point here is, when I changed tracks and went to a better recording, the differences became more evident. And that's why I do try to always use some high quality recordings as well as some general tracks in all my testing, because I think it's important to really work it out. I don't always call it out because it's not always significant, but sometimes it really is. And the other thing I'm really aware of is the quality of the source chain. I did my review not that long ago of the WEAM amp, and when I tested the WEAM amp initially, I was using a set of the basic level world's best cable speaker cables, and the WEAM amp was okay but not particularly great. When I then moved it into my office and did more testing, where I had the Tellurium Q Black version 2 cables, all of a sudden it sounded way better because the cables I was using were better quality cables. And that is a great example to me of why these things matter. If somebody's trying a piece of equipment and then exclaiming in the comments section about how this particular product isn't as good, or this one's better than that one, their opinions on that product, and this is true for me as well, anyone's opinions on a product can be limited and influenced by the other gear they've paired up with that product. Whether it's the headphones, earphones, speakers, cables, the DAC, the amp, the streamer, everything matters in those statements. And so I think if you are someone, particularly if you're somebody new to the hobby and you're learning your way, be really careful when somebody says in the comments, if they make a definitive statement without giving you clarity, without giving you context, without telling you a little bit about the types of content they were listening to in terms of music, the types of source chain they were using, you need to take it with, actually I could go even further. I'm going to say you need to take it with a grain of salt. You could say you just need to throw it out altogether, because it would be like me testing the performance of a Ferrari after putting the tyres on it that are intended for a Toyota Prius. They're very different tyres, and the Ferrari's not going to perform very well on a set of Prius tyres. You're going to lose traction, you won't get the cornering capabilities. It's a very different experience. So I've become really aware of it over time. Another great example is something like sound staging. So soundstage for me is often the thing that separates a decent bit of gear with a truly great bit of gear. And yet what I notice a lot is that if people are listening to, let's take a great amplifier like the Auna S17 Pro, lovely amplifier, discreet design, does good staging information, nice depth, nice width, etc. But if you've paired that up with pretty much any topping DAC that I've tried, it's not going to give you much staging, because the topping DACs don't give you a lot of stage depth. They give lovely left to right information, lovely detail information, but they're generally not very good at doing depth, as most of the chip-based Delta Sigma DACs aren't. And so the moment someone's telling you that the S17 Pro doesn't give good staging information, or that it's no different to their topping L50, for instance, what that's probably actually telling you is that their DAC is the limiting factor. It's not telling you that the amplifier is the problem, it's telling you something else is the problem. And the only way you're going to know that is either through experience or through sort of a process of triangulation where you go and check some other reviews, and if you hear multiple reviewers, multiple other people that have used it saying, no, the S17 Pro has great staging information and good depth, etc., that's when you know that the issue here is actually that person's signal chain, not the actual product itself. So I guess what I'm saying here is, do your research, cross-reference stuff, double check what someone is saying before you believe them, no matter how animated and committed to their viewpoint they are. And in fact, as a bit of a red flag for me, the more attached to someone's view I find that they are, the less grounded in reality it generally is. So keep that one in mind as well. So I hope that's got some value for you as a little bit of a chat. I need to finish this video now because I'm pulling up to pick up my son. I hope you all have had a great day and are enjoying your music. Happy listening. Be kind to each other. I'll see you next time on Passion for Sound.